What's good, guys? We have a very special car right behind us today. It's the 2023 RX 350 in matte black. Let's get it. Now, this is the category of an automobile called a mid-size luxury crossover SUV. Now, the RXs actually started in 1998. That's when global exports to America, Europe, etc. began. And really, it's the first of any crossover mid-size SUV we've ever had. Now, as we're all aware, Lexus is the luxury sister brand of Toyota. So you get all the reliability with added power, added luxury. And in just a minute, we're gonna take you through the engine specifics, the interior, the infotainment, and also the safety features of this SUV. So here we are at the front of this SUV. Now, just look at the very nice, almost black enamel coloration, beautifully cut LEDs. We have our DLRs here. These are intelligent headlights. We also have our side trafficators here. And if we can get a little close up on this, videographer is working very hard. We have the Lexus inscription, all part of this luxury package. Now, the frontage, very aggressive, not as big as the LX 600. Obviously, that is the full-size Lexus SUV. Really sophisticated and quite futuristic looking grille. Lots of space for air intake here. Spoilers here also, making the frontage of this mid-size SUV look nice and aggressive. Got a good ground clearance as well, so if you're driving through wet areas or mud, etc., this mid-size SUV is going to walk through those stubborn areas with relative ease. Now, probably looking at about a height of 60 odd inches. You have lots of chrome inlays on the passenger side of the doors. No tint, nice and simple. So here we are at the driver's side of this mid-size SUV. Michelin's 21 inches, very good size. Michelin's are easily one of the premier choice of tire for speed, traction, etc. Beautiful alloys, double coloration of black and a stainless steel color. Nicely fitted fender here, giving lots of space for the tire to turn in and out for a full range of motion. We also have some really nice concavity right coming into the lower side of the driver's side door, which runs all the way to the back seating. Nice chrome inlays all around the front and the back doors. You also have this lovely bit of chrome running all the way to the back of the SUV as well. You have standard shocks at the front. You also have additional suspension rear shocks as well to keep the car nice and supple over bumpy roads. Now, if we just take you guys to the back. Now, just look at this, right? If we can get really close, you have almost 3 or 4 shades of red. You have a bright red, you have an almost scarlet red, you have red that's almost on the verge of turning black, right? And this rare light runs all the way to the other side. Lovely Lexus inscription here, really smart, lovely finishing. You have a bit of a drop off, so there's some concavity here. Again, just shows how much work went into the aesthetic design of this vehicle. Nice chrome finishing here, lower bumper here. We've got our lower trafficators or reflectors, sorry. So for oncoming cars, they can see that there's a car ahead. You also have our brake lights here, nicely fitted, and also our sensors for satellite navigation, etc. Just a touch here, and not the biggest in terms of cabin space, but certainly more than enough space to fit 2 big cases and some smaller bags. Got some covering here for the floor mats. You have your spare tire, jack, and all the other tools that you would need to change your tire. So I've popped the hood on this beautiful SUV, and here we are. So really not expecting much less than premier engineering and very sophisticated artistry under the hood. A very, very thinly sliced engine covering. Again, this is a brand new vehicle. This is 2023. This isn't one of the 08 or 010 RXs. You can see a huge range of development in terms of the sophistication of this engine. Battery positioning, a little bit different. A 2.4 liter 4-cylinder twin turbo engine producing about 275 horsepower. Now, the key selling point of this mid-size SUV really is its fuel economy, right? In terms of fuel economy, this SUV will give you about 22 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon on the highway. And in terms of a full tank, you're looking at about 380 miles plus on a full tank in the city and 520 or thereabouts on the highway. So given the current fuel price in Nigeria and generally fuel prices everywhere, which tend to be on the up, this would be a perfect SUV for the family to get around as cheaply as possible. In terms of torque, you have 317 pounds of torque, so lots of power and braking force in this SUV. And for you petrol heads out there, I do love a good race myself. This small and cute looking SUV will surprisingly give you 0 to 60 in just over 7 seconds. Very impressive considering this is a 4-cylinder engine. So this just shows you the level of advancement in terms of the engineering at Lexus. So here I am, guys, sat in this beautiful 2023 RX 350. So many things to observe. I'm feeling really excited, but let me just take this one step at a time. Now, steering wheel, you have nice leather finishing with a nice woody feel up top and also below. You have a very finely cut median for this steering wheel. And if you look at the finishing, this is very, very similar to the LC300. That's the Toyota station wagon. They are sister companies, so a few similarities for those of you car buffs here. Lots of controls at the steering wheel. You can control the volume. You can take your phone calls to keep your eyes firmly fixed on the road. Very, very graphite, like black graphite feel in the interiors. Orange leathering all around. Also for the side paneling of the doors, you can see beautiful stitching, paying lots of attention to detail here, Lexus, to really justify the price tag of this luxury mid-size SUV. Beautiful stitching, and you can really enjoy the tonality and the coloration on the side of the doors. Nice and modern shaped air vents for the air conditioning. You can adjust your seating all around. You can take yourself forward, back, recline should you seek comfort. So in terms of the cargo spacing at the front of this vehicle, you have 2 buttons, one on either side. There we are. And you have sufficient spacing for your wallet, keys, etc., to keep the medium console near the gearbox nice and neat to avoid any slippages, etc. Cup holders, nice aluminium or alloy finishing to keep your drinks nicely stored and to prevent shaking while driving. Further storage spacing here, nice and deep for the keys, wallets. You also have a wireless charging point for your phones, and also additional power outlets and USB cables. One touch of a button and that's back in. So I have the key fob in my hand. Just put my foot on the brake pedal and just touch. And our engine is a go. Beautiful modern infotainment screen. Radio setting here. We can increase the speed of the air ventilation here. Different settings, guys. You've got your music. You can use your standard radio, AM, FM, calls, information about the car. You can change the drive modes, whether normal or sports, depending on how open the road is and how fast you want to go. Trip information, You can get information on your speed, distance traveled, trip duration, and of course you can track your miles per gallon. So all those numbers that you see on cars.com USA, you can actually test these numbers obviously these numbers are going to be affected by traffic and other environmental factors. History, you can see the latest miles per gallon 2.1. This has just been driven into the showroom for the inspection. You have Bluetooth, auxiliary, you also have Wi-Fi, and really the infotainment system, one of the great things about Lexus is that it's very simple. There's not much complexity here. So within just a day or two of getting yourself this beautiful mid-size SUV, you can get very familiar with all of its functions. Now, guys, if we just quickly come to the dashboard, very, very electronic and futuristic looking dash. You have your speedometer in the middle, which has a nice coloration running from blue to red, which shows when the speed of the car is increasing towards the terminal velocity, and ditto the revolutions per minute. We have the odometer. This is just 41 miles. This is a brand new vehicle, hence why we have the covering on the plastic covering on the bonnet itself. Nice digital looking gauges for the temperature. Temperature is nice and cool, car's idling beautifully, and also the fuel gauge is digitalized as well. We've got maybe about 25% quarter tank, in other words. Full lights are on, just taking those off. Yeah, really smart and simple. We have our signaling here indicating that the driver's side door is open. If we just have a quick look at the gearbox, Porsches tend to have very sophisticated looking gearboxes. Here we have an 8-speed automatic. P, we're in park now. I just pull this back, we're in drive and the car's ready to move. P again, and I'm in park. Drive, and now we're in reverse. So it takes a little getting used to. There are some directions here, and P, we're back in park. So somewhat more complex, but also shows sophistication, and again, justifying the price tag. You have different settings for the terrain depending on your driving. You also have your handbrake here, nice and easy at the touch of a button. You also can enjoy the high quality artistry of the stitching, orange on black, which is a running theme throughout the interior of this vehicle. So if we just take a look above, guys, we also have a sunroof, which we're going to quickly take you over. So just a flick of the wrist, we've taken the covering off, and with just a touch here, now you can enjoy the fresh air running through your hair. Not that I have much anyway, keeping you nice and cool on a nice evening out, alone or with your significant other. So not to overlook a very important luxury feature of this mid-size SUV. So if you really get a close-up, you can see the very careful perforations made on the lower and the upper part of the seating. Now this is to keep the passengers nice and cool. Very important in a tropical climate like we find ourselves here in Nigeria. Very comfortable headrests, keeping your head nicely supported whilst you're driving at higher speeds or in traffic. Very lots of additional padding on the sides. Again, if you're going at high speeds, these seats will make you feel nicely protected, and you have your seat belts as well there to keep you firmly locked in and prevent any unnecessary scratches or scrapes. So we couldn't do this review, guys, without showing you what is a very unique feature, which personally I haven't seen in a Mercedes or in a Range Rover, even of this year and of this similar cadre of category or of SUV. Look at this, guys. This is the door handle, right? So we're gonna try and get a close-up on this. Just one touch and a push, and that is the door handle. So we just wanted to quickly capture the touch sensitive inner light. So here we go, just a single touch, takes it on and takes it off. Takes it on, takes it off. Really, really nice, futuristic features, again justifying the price tag of this brand new crossover SUV. So just to quickly go over the climate control. So you have dual climate control, one for the driver and one for the passenger. So here I'm increasing the temperature, making it warmer for myself, and it's on low for the passenger, and just turning it anti-clockwise, putting it back on low. Nice, smart finishing again from Lexus. So here we are at the rear seating of this mid-size SUV. Everything's all wrapped up. This is a brand new vehicle. Now, no scrimping in terms of the quality of the finishing at the front or the rear. You also enjoy your perforated leather at the back, ventilated seating. You have your air ventilation in the median here. Each of the occupants of the rear seating can adjust the temperature. They also have power outputs for phone charging. If we look at the doors, beautiful speaker cutouts here. Lovely stitching, again, orange on black. Beautiful stitching, orange on black here again. Nicely cut door sensors, opening and shutting in terms of central locking. These are beautiful controls for the glass, and again the smart finishing for the doors, much the same as the front two seats. So nicely cut, nice and smart. And reclining seats, so just a pull and there we are. You can put more luggage at the back. So today we have reviewed the 2023 RX 350 in matte black. We've taken you over the engine specifications, the smartly finished interior, beautiful leather stitching, and the rear cargo spacing. Now, if you're in the market and you're looking for a fuel efficient SUV, this will do 22 miles per gallon in the city, 29 miles per gallon in the highway. Very, very important statistics given the very expensive fuel regime we find here in Nigeria. So if you're looking for a mid-size SUV which will offer you fuel economy, which will be aggressive looking, whether it's parked or it's moving at high or medium speeds, lots of traction given the 21-inch tires, and ultimately something that is going to be a joy to drive. It's also nice to have an SUV that's very, very easy to handle, easy to maneuver, and with the high quality finishing and the high quality materials in the interior of this vehicle, this is going to be a very aesthetically pleasing to the off-taker for many, many years to come. So the aggressive frontage of this vehicle, beautiful LED lights, fuel economy, makes this a very, very attractive SUV for anyone in the market looking for something that's easy to handle, easy to drive, and is sure to turn heads wherever you find yourself. So thank you for listening to this review. This review has been brought to you by Mayfair Autos. Thank you.